Welcome back to Bully Ball. You guys know what time it is. It's mock draft Monday. We do this every Monday, and it's April 10th at the moment, and we're right around the corner to the NFL draft. So, teams are starting to condense their boards. People are starting to figure out who they think's going to go where. We're almost there. It's almost time. So let's jump into our mock draft Monday. I believe we're on episode 7. Let's go. All right, start draft. No trades this time. We're not going to do any trades. All right, we're on the clock at pick 99. Let's see who goes before us. Jalen Jones, Tanner McKee, Dorian Williams. Our guy Byron Young that we really like here goes at pick 90. Zach Harrison, 89. A lot of the people we really like on this channel that we want in the third round are going in about this 80 to 90 range. So you hate to see it, but let's see who's available for us. Travius Hodges Tomlinson, we know, really good cornerback, probably a slot guy in the NFL. Chandler Zalava, good guard. If you don't think Spencer Burford is the guy, maybe you draft Chandler Zalava to compete with him for the starting job. Jamie Robinson, good safety. Maybe we bring him in to be our starter next year. I do like seeing Wanya Morris here, the tackle, really good player, really like him. Think that's a player the 49ers could target if available in the third round. You guys know I like JL Skinner. We could go a lot of ways here. Let me know what you guys think. What would you do with these players available right here? I think with our first pick, I am going to go with Jamie Robinson, the safety. Good player. Look at his grades here. As you can see, he played in the slot, deep, and in the box the past 3 years. He's played pretty much all of this places every single year. 14 receptions on 25 targets, 1 touchdown allowed, only 1 interception, which you don't like to see. You'd like to see more ball production than that, but he is a really good player. Let's see the analysis of him. Shades of Quandre Diggs, so you do like to see that. Tremendous tackler, tons of experience in every role, which I had spoke on. You can see the snaps right here. Let me zoom in a little more on that. And then very light on his feet, comes out of his pedal so adeptly. Tight frame, short arms, can get pushed around by tight ends, and top end speed is average. He's 5'11", 191, and they say Robinson is arguably the most complete safety in the draft class. So if he's available in the third round, you love to see it. Where he wins agility, what's his role? Too high safety, what the 49ers could use next year. Where he can improve muscle mass. Not going to start this year. Maybe get some reps, work him in, but you're bringing him in to start for Tashawn Gibson next year when he retires. So we'll draft him. Raiders go ahead and take Eli Ricks with the 100th pick. And then we're back on the clock. We could go guard here. We could go Isaiah McGuire if we want the edge. Wanya Morris, KJ Henry. You could go a ton of ways here. Just really depends on who you want. But I think I know who I'm going to go with. Let's go to the second page just to see who's on the second page. Good running backs available right now. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver, we're really high on this channel. 6'2", 220, and he's from Ole Miss. They put out great receivers all the time. So, let me know who you guys are thinking with this pick. But I am going to go with Wanya Morris here. Get your tackle. Grades aren't great in 21 and in 20, but you look in 2022, good run block grade, good pass block grade, great zone grade. He gave up 2 sacks, 2 hits, and 4 hurries this past year. Um, but if you look at his snap totals the past 2 years, so he played an okay amount in 2020 in the COVID year, didn't play really much at all in 2021. I don't know why. Maybe that was an injury or something. But then he played right tackle this past year, and that was his best year. And then he went on to have a really good Senior Bowl week, which is where I noticed him. So I think this would be a great pickup in the third round for the 49ers. 6'5, 307. Morris has the movement skills and length of an NFL tackle, has shown intriguing development over his career. Saw his pass blocking grade go from 20 at his first year as a starter at Tennessee to 73.9 this fall. So you love to see the growth from the player. Hopefully he can come in and compete for your starting right tackle job immediately, but that's to be seen. All right, we're back up here. Isaiah McGuire is really intriguing here. 7 sacks in the SEC, 21 hurries as well. You'd love to see that. Mostly played outside tackle and pretty good overall grades. They say he's long, powerful D end who came on strong as a senior, 6'4", almost 275 pounds. So good size. He's really good against the run. That's a guy we could go with there. I'm high on both of these cornerbacks as well. Jartavius Martin's kind of like a hybrid corner safety. If you don't take Jamie Robinson, I would probably go with Jartavius Martin. If you want a good corner, Darius Rush had a great, great Senior Bowl. You look at the grades, 2 interceptions, pretty good grade, 6'2", 198, so good size. And he has good ball production, 18 combined picks and pass breakups on 72 targets. So you love to see that. So if you wanted to go corner here, you could go with him or Riley Moss, another really good corner that's available. Edge, you guys know I like Valemi Fehoko. That's a guy you could go with here on the edge, or Jose Ramirez, another guy. But I think we're going to go ahead and go with Isaiah McGuire here. He's really stout against the run. And opposite of Nick Bosa, you have Drake Jackson, who's going to start. He was known more as like a developmental pass rusher, not really great against the run. So get a guy that's great against the run to kind of combat that and see what you can come away with. So we'll go with Isaiah McGuire. All right, now we're going to come back up in the fifth round here. As you could see, we still got Viliami Fehoko available. Geez, couldn't get that out. Jose Ramirez, again, another player I really like. Nick Saldiviri, a guy a lot of 49er fans are high on. Marte, there's a ton of talent in this 5th round. We know the 49ers crushed the 5th round, so I would be surprised. I would want to know who they would actually pick here with these players available. Daniel Scott, Catrell Clark, a guy they're high on. Tons of talent still available. Who would you guys go with here? Let me know. Since we took an edge, I won't take Jose Ramirez, but he's intriguing. Marte Mapu, he's going to play linebacker in the NFL, but he was a safety, very versatile guy, a guy the 49ers, it's like a dream fit because they love those type of guys. A guy my brother, my co-host, is high on is Jalen Moreno Cropper, 5'11", 172. One of the craftier route runners in this draft class, just doesn't have quite the size to feel good about how he'll translate to the NFL at 172. I think he ran a pretty good 40. You look at the stats, almost 1,100 yards this past year, and then 900 yards the year before. And I believe he had 1 year where he was running the ball a lot, and he had over 300 rushing yards. So, if Ayuk leaves in a couple years, gets a big deal, could be drafting a guy to fill in, backfill the roster. Not saying he's the same type of player or anything. Then Jawan Jennings on a 1-year deal right now, probably going to get paid a lot more than the 49ers can afford next year. Maybe you feel that with him here. Keaton Mitchell, you guys know I picked him in the last mock draft. Love this guy. Super explosive. Um, Shades of Dante Hall. I would take him every time in the 5th round if I could. But just for the sake of changing it up, I will not take him this time. Let's see. Dontavian Wicks, another really, really good wide receiver that I like as well. Charlie Jones, another one. He's a good slot receiver. One of the best in the draft, to be honest with you. Kenny McIntosh, great running back, do it all guy, great receiving back. So you got tons of talent available here. And we'll go with what my brother was thinking. And we'll go ahead and take Jalen Moreno Cropper, the receiver here, to change it up. Between our last pick, tons of guys go. Charlie Jones, the slot receiver I mentioned. I didn't know Andre Yasovius, wide receiver Princeton, was available. Maybe I would have took him instead. All right, we're back up. Do I take Keaton Mitchell here? I'm heavily debating it, but since I said we're changing it up, maybe I go with Kenny McIntosh here. He's a guy, you look at 800 rushing yards this past year, 500 receiving yards. Do it all guy, 10 touchdowns. You know, the 49ers overused Christian McCaffrey last year. They didn't give any of the other backs much work. So maybe you bring in a guy that could kind of do the type of things that he does. 6', 204, good size. Or maybe you go with Payne Durham at tight end. Really pretty good tight end that you could try to develop. 560 yards last season, 8 touchdowns. Or maybe you go Antonio Mafi. The 49ers are high on this guy. He really fits what they like as a left guard. I don't know if they would play him at right guard, though, which it would be interesting. 6'4", 339, that big bruiser. 49ers, I believe, had him in on a pre-draft visit. So maybe the 49ers go with him here. But I'm going to go ahead. Let's look who's on the second page. Another running back. I really like Evan Hull. So we'll go ahead and pass on running back for now since a lot of the guys we like are available. Dang, man, this is a tough pick. So many good players available still. Let me know who you guys would pick right now. I'm going to go ahead and take Nick Saldiveri. He's a right tackle, but he can also play guard and center. You know, do it all offensive lineman. 0 sacks given up this past year. 6'6", 318. Really athletic. So we get a guy that could kind of cover our bases, play a little bit of everywhere on the O-line to solidify it since we took our right tackle earlier in the draft. All right, we're back up. We got Marte Mapu still on the board here. You know, played safety, played in the slot. He's going to be a linebacker in the league. The 49ers lost Azeez Al-Shaair, unfortunately. I think they're going to pick up a linebacker in this draft, and I think we're going to go with Marte Mapu here. Super athletic. He's exactly what the 49ers like at linebacker. And if you guys haven't already, I just did an interview. I did an interview yesterday with who is one of the most underrated linebacker prospects in the NFL draft, Trevor Nowaske, Division II guy. You know, we've interviewed a few Division II guys on this channel. Go check that out. I think he has a real shot to make it in the league. Super athletic linebacker as well. All right, we're back on the board here at pick 216 in the 6th round. And it looks like a ton of our running backs that we like to win off the board. I'm not seeing any of them actually that we like, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, so what I'm seeing right here, we got Elijah Higgins, who's a wide receiver, but he is going to be a tight end in the NFL. Tavius Robinson, You look at the size 6'6", 257. He's a guy the 49ers have in on a pre-draft visit. They really like him. Cameron Latu, tight end. The 49ers met with him. I believe they're interested in him. But you look at the touchdowns over the past 2 years, really like it. 6'4", 242. Maybe you go tight end here. You guys let me know what you would do. I am going to go ahead and go with Dejuan Johnson from Toledo, though. This dude, look at the grades. Great grades the past 3 years. 8 sacks, 29 hurries as an interior D lineman this past year. Look at where most of his snaps came from on the B gap. And in the year prior, he played everywhere. So you love to see the versatility. But from the tape I've seen, this dude is a monster. He has times where he cannot be stopped by any team. 6'3", 275. Draft a guy. You never know what's going to happen with Kinlaw. You still need more interior or D-line depth, even though you went out and got Javon Hargrave. Great pickup. But we're just getting a depth signing there who I think makes the team and makes an impact on the team in year one. All right, we're back on the clock. Round 7, pick 222. And who do we go with here? Let me know who you guys are thinking with this pick. Caleb Murphy, still available. The guy we had on our channel. Really like him. Jake Witt as well. Let's see who else is available here. And we've pretty much filled all of our needs. We could go almost anywhere here. The one place you might be able to say is a tight end. We haven't got a backup tight end. So maybe we could go tight end here. Braden Willis, a guy that shows he showed some stuff this past year, 500 yards, receiving 7 touchdowns. I know a lot of people like him. But I think we will go here with, let's see. We'll go with Cameron Latu. I haven't done much film work on him at all, but I know the 49ers have met with him. So, they're interested. He is a tight end, feels a need. He played at Alabama. So, he's got to be at least somewhat of a player. So we take him there. We have 3 more picks. Where do we go here? We could go pretty much anywhere. If you see a guy you like, let me know. I am thinking, this is a tough one. 49ers have met with Brandon Hill, so that's a player we could go with here. They have Jordan Howden in on a top 30 visit, so they're really interested in him at safety. We already took a safety in this draft though, so probably won't go back there. We just took a tight end, but I think I might go back to back with the tight ends here, and I'll explain why. Noah Gindorf, obviously from North Dakota State, he played with Trey Lance. Look at his grade this year. He only had 74 yards receiving, but great grade, great run blocker. And in 2019 was his best receiving season, and his quarterback was Trey Lance. So get a guy that your quarterback's familiar with, 6'6", 263, good size. And you're bringing in 2 tight ends, let them compete. Whichever one's better makes the team and hopefully becomes George Kittle's backup tight end. All right, we're back on the clock here. See who's available for us. Still tons of good players available. This draft is very, very deep. Teams are going to get steals in the late rounds. It's pretty insane when you actually dive into this draft class. There's talent everywhere. That dude's probably like a 3rd round pick. I don't know why they have him so low on here. But yeah. So I think here we'll go ahead and go with Jake Witt, our guy. We had him on the channel. He's a 6'7", 265-pound tackle. So he initially went into college to play basketball, and then he transferred to play tight end. Um, and then their tackle got hurt during the game, and they made him play tackle because they didn't have anybody on the roster big that could fill in for the injured player. So now he became an NFL draft prospect as a tackle. Check out our interview with them on the channel. It's crazy. We're taking him here. Moldable ball of clay. Let him learn behind Trent Williams, super athletic, and hopefully he can become your starting left tackle in a couple years behind Trent Williams when he retires. Caleb Murphy still available. You know, we'd love to take him. I feel like he's going to be more of a stand-up outside linebacker in a 4-3, though. Well, no, I don't know. He's going to be a stand-up outside linebacker, though. I don't see him with his hand in the dirt as much like as a wide nine player that the 49ers use. So I don't really know if he fits the system. Um, but hey, great production. Would love to see him on the 49ers as well. But you guys know what we do here. We have to take a kicker to come in and compete for the 49ers kicking job. You know, they traded for a kicker, but you need to make sure you're having someone consistent and that's going to win a kicking competition, because you're going from one of the most reliable kickers in the NFL to kind of an unknown. So bring in Christopher Dunn, best kicker in college football last year, super accurate. Let them compete. Whoever wins that becomes your kicker. All right, let me switch the screen mode so we could see our draft board, see how we did. So Jamie Robinson, we got a A-. They like that pick. A for Wanya Morris, they like that as well. A- for Isaiah McGuire. B for Jalen Moreno Cropper. A+ for Nick Saldiveri. C+ for Marte Mapu. They don't like him on here for some reason. Don't know why. Dejuan Johnson, a C. Go watch Dejuan Johnson film, please. Dude is a monster. Probably going to go a lot higher than this, but really good player. Cameron Latu and Noah Gindorf are two tight ends, C+. They really didn't like it. Interesting that they like the Jake Witt pick, even though they have no information available about him on PFF. B+ there. And then C+ for our kicker. They don't like kickers. We got a B+, though. Overall, they like the top end of our draft, not really the bottom end. Let me know how you guys would feel about this draft and what grades you would give it. I think we fill a ton of needs immediately. You bring in Nick Saldiveri and Wanya Morris. One of them probably becomes your starting right tackle, at least to me. You bring in Isaiah McGuire. He's going to make an impact even if he doesn't start, because, you know, the 49ers rotate DNs all the time. Jalen Moreno Cropper, don't know if he plays much. 49ers hate playing first-year wide receivers, but you're future-proofing the wide receiver room with him. Let him get stronger. Marte Mapu, I think he does get some playing time. You know, he's going to end up becoming your Azeez Al-Shaair, hopefully. Dejuan Johnson probably gets immediate work as well. Doesn't start, but he's an impactful player, and he'll be rotated in. Hopefully one of these two tight ends can come in and become your backup. Jake Witt, not going to play at all, but get him behind Trent Williams. Let Trent Williams mold him into a great player in the league. I promise you it would be amazing. Chris Dunn, bring him in to compete for the kicking job. Best man wins. And Jamie Robinson, maybe get some work in the slot at times, but you're grooming him to become the starter when Tashawn Gibson retires after this season. So I really like this draft. Let me know what you guys think about it. And yeah, that's all I got for you this time. We'll see you next time.
Send it back.